All right, perfect. So Chad, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, well, everybody, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and on 1 second. Let me show my face. Because typically when I do train, I never show my face. It's always my voice. So everyone, it's a pleasure to have you all join us in our 5th annual user conference. It's really cool going down the list and to see a lot of familiar names because there's a lot of people that have come through to our training. So I really want to thank you for being part of our 5th annual user conference. So a presentation that I want to talk to you about is something that we will always receive support emails about. And it's regarding working with templates. So let me just provide you a little bit of context behind it, and then I'll show you an example on how it works. Right, so in the software, you can select specific components to be written in a template file. So some examples are the AP catalog, the valuation catalog, the category for action groups, which includes your CV/DV completion and PV completion, any filters that you've created, risk matrices that you have created, simple palettes, and user-defined attributes, as well as your teams and persons lists. So Chad showed this a little bit in his PowerPoint slide. So in this window, which I'm going to show you in just a little bit, I can take all of this data from one file and transfer it to a file that requires it. So let me go over a couple of scenarios, and this is probably one of the most popular ones. So you open a file, a .fme file that was initially developed in version 6.5, and I hope nobody here is using 6.5. I hope you've all went to 7. But we do have a lot of people that have files that were open that were created in 6.5, then they finally open it for the first time in version 7.
Hey, Anthony, yeah. we're seeing 2 slides at one time. We're seeing your current slide and then like your next slide.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not good. I just want you to see the top one. So bear with me. Good job. Yep. Let me see. Hold on. Let me do a new share.
Maybe just share your
just your whole screen. Window. That's right. Thank you, Chad.
There we go. Perfect. Much better.
Perfect. So when you open a file that was initially developed in version 6.5, you open it for the first time in version 7, you're going to notice if you do further investigation that your AP is not calculating, right? So you'll see your RPN is there. You'll notice no AP. You'll see AP with a big old question mark. Upon further analysis, you will notice that the AP catalogs are missing. So when you go into administration, AP catalogs, you're going to see that they're not in there. So if you created your file in 6.5, remember the AP catalogs do not exist, right? In that version, they're new to version 7. Upon further investigation, you're also going to notice that your AIG VDA valuation catalogs are not there. So how do you fix it? Because many a times people will open a file and they reach out to us and maybe they have this look of dismay saying, what do I do to fix this? Like, really, where is it? So I do want to show you how
did you get my picture up there?
Chad, I reached out to your dad and he gave me this picture of you. Thank you. So there is a solution. All you need is a .fme file that includes this information and you can transfer it over to the file that requires it. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that for you. Bear with me 1 second. Let me do a new share. All right. So in the software file, let's just say that this is a file that I created in 6.5, right? And then I'm just opening it up for the first time in version 7. So when I go to administration and then I go to AP catalogs, there's nothing in there, right? So you notice there's no AP catalogs. It's completely empty. If I go to the valuation catalogs, I won't see any of the AIG VDA catalogs on there. So I have it missing from this file. So the cool thing is that there is a file that I do provide to the participants to kind of remedy that. Let me go ahead and do my new share again. Cool. So in the software, I hope you all know that you have the ability to open up 2 windows, right? So if I go to Window and I go to New Window, I can open up another instance In this new window, I can actually open a secondary file and I can extract what I need from that file to add it to the file that needs it. So let me go ahead and open up the file that has the AP catalogs and the valuation catalog. So let me do that here. Perfect. So I'm just going to open one of these files that's here. Perfect. So if you look here in this file, AP is recording, right? It's medium, RPN's recording. So my APs are here. If I do further analysis and I go to administration, I will see that the IP catalogs are there. When I go to the valuation catalogs, I will also see that my AIGVDA valuation catalogs are here as well. So what I want to do is from this file, take those catalogs and bring it over to my file that requires them. So this is what you would do. Perfect. Within this file, I would have to go to tools and then go to update template. Perfect. So if you take a look at the left-hand side, these are items that I want to go ahead and push to my file. So for this example, right, if I want all AP catalogs, I can just click here and make it green. If I want to select individual catalogs, then I can just expand this menu and just select what I want. But for this example, I want the APs. And I also want the valuation catalogs. For this example, if I expand, you're going to notice that I have all these in the template file. But if you look at the right-hand side, you see all those X's? I don't have these. So I want all of them. So then I'm going to go ahead and select update template. Cool. So now I'm going to go back to the file that requires it. Perfect. So in this window, I'm going to go to tools, but instead of clicking on update template, I'm going to select retemplate. And to the menu, I'm going to go ahead and select the same items again. I want my APs and I want my valuation catalogs. And then I'm going to go ahead and select retemplate. So one thing that you're going to notice is, remember before there was no AP calculations, right? But when I go now, there is the AP calculation. So that is there, it's calculating. If I go to administration, I can always confirm. If I go to the AP catalogs menu, my AP catalogs are in the file, and also the valuation catalogs that I imported. Pretty cool. So I do get this question a lot. A lot of people are saying, hey, I just opened up my file. I don't see the AP, it's not calculating. This is such a quick and easy solution. All you do is just need a file that has it, just bring it over to the file that needs it, right? And I do have instructions on how to do this. I also have a file that has the AP catalogs, and post user conference, we're going to figure out a way to make sure that you have all the presentations, all of the handouts. We might even create a SharePoint that we can send you a link to where you can extract all this information. Perfect. So just know anything that I need from this file. Perhaps in this file, if I go to administration and I go to teams and persons, right? Maybe I need all of these teams and persons to also be in the file, right? So then I can go ahead and go back to that file that has the teams and persons list that I need. I can go to tools, update template, go back into it, and I can go ahead and select teams and persons. I want everyone, right? So I'm going to go ahead and double click, update template. And then if I go back to my original file where I want these to show up in, I'm going to go to tools, retemplate, select teams and persons, click on retemplate. And now when I go to administration and teams and persons, all of that data from the template file came over to my file. So you don't have to start from scratch, everyone. There is an answer to your solution. The cool thing is that you can open up two windows, take it from one file that you needed, bring it over to the file that it's required in. So Chad, anything that you want to add on?
One of the things I want to definitely emphasize there is if you bring up that dialogue again, Anthony, sure. For the template, right?
Yep.
Like this is some fantastic work by the Opus developers. Like this is a killer dialog box improvement, because previously this dialog was, if you kept everything collapsed, you had to take everything or nothing.
That's right.
You could take filters, you could take teams and persons, but now you can select, specific people on your team, but also look to the right and you see the X's. You see now here you can click on a user of the team that you want to take out of your template. And if you click it and make the X red, Now you can remove a person from the template as well. So not only can you add with high granularity, you can also remove things from your template. This was not previously possible in this way.
And I could only imagine that a lot of people have gone through this. We get a lot of questions on these periodically. I get a lot of people say it's missing. So I just send them the instructions to template file. They typically respond and say, hey, I got it. Thank you. Because a lot of people are moving to the AP, right? They're no longer working with the RPN. So at least just know that there is a feature to get that put in. Anything else you want to share with regards to this, Chad?
No, I think you did a great job. And
Okay, should I do it in Spanish now? Just kidding. En español. Stop. So let me stop sharing. Perfect. And everyone, you will have access to the presentation plus a handout that I will be giving you and the file as well. So you will be getting that as well.